Well, hello, Joe.
Hey, how you doing, Matt?
You sound very upbeat today. You're
Well,
still trying to not sound like you're sleepless in Seattle.
I just kind of figured you were right. I didn't need to sound a little bit like this. Well, hello, welcome back to Twin Speak. I'm your host, Joe Pranito, joined with
Hello, Joe.
hello.
I'm your co-host, Matt
Hi.
Pinito. Welcome to Twin Speak.
Yeah, we didn't need to do that. So anyways, I'm trying not to do that and just be a little more upbeat. So here we
Yeah.
are,
Are
upbeat
you
Joe.
upbeat? It's 9 o'clock where you're at. You feeling
Uh,
upbeat?
I am still feeling pretty upbeat. Yep. Had some
Good.
coffee and got some energy
Good.
drink.
Good. I'm
Just
glad.
yeah,
You're gonna enjoy sleeping tonight.
I am.
So you will be sleepless in Iowa.
Sleepless in Iowa. Yep, welcome. Sleepless in Iowa. Well, anyways,
Sleepless.
sweep with wait. Yeah, I'm too tired to sweep.
Sleepy. I'm
I'm
so
sweep.
sleepy.
Hey, did you know? Somebody pointed this out to me before. Did you know that Jesus actually in scripture talks about like doing housekeeping?
Really?
Yeah.
Like, show me exactly where it says that he was vacuuming.
I'd have to look at my Bible, but it's not vacuuming. He's talking about sweeping. Have you ever read
Oh,
the verse that said Jesus swept? No,
so stupid.
never read that one. Yeah,
Oh,
Jesus swept.
I don't think
It's
I have.
it's just a matter of where you put that S. We're always so
I,
quick
I
to
know.
put at the end of his name, but you just are so. Yeah, for those of you that can't see, every time I see Matt, he's got a new Twin Speak something, and he's got soda coming out of his nose now.
Do you like my koozie?
Yeah, is that a koozie? Oh my
That's
god,
my koozie.
you have just
Keeps
gone.
it. It keeps my water cold.
Yeah, I could see that. That's very very nice.
My bubbly is very
You
cold.
actually got a koozie. Oh my word! It went from stickers to shirts to mugs to posters,
Oh yeah.
and now here we are with a
I've
koozie.
actually had that for a while. I was like I need to pull something else out, and so I've just been waiting.
Pretty soon there's going to be a cat sweater. Your cat's gonna walk by with a
Yeah.
little Twin Speak sweater on it, and yeah.
Tiger, here's a little sweater. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
I can't wait to
Well,
get there in a couple weeks where I actually get to hold some of these items in my hand for my very own. Like,
all of them are going to be sent to you in a couple of weeks. So when you get home from your trip, you will have yours.
oh, that's very very kind of you. So, anyways, well, hey everybody, welcome to Twin Speak. I'm Joe Pranito, joined by Matt Pranito, and this is not just Twin Speak, but it's what?
Christian music and other stuff. So we don't only speak twin, we speak Christian music.
Mhm.
And every once in a while, there's some other stuff.
And every once in a while, there is like a feel that song, or you try to embarrass me in some way, or we have a special guest drop by that people are like, how did you ever get that guest?
I know.
Like
We should probably just say that when Steve Taylor dropped by last week, it actually wasn't Steve Taylor. I mean, it was him speaking,
right.
but you can look up the entire thing on YouTube. So for anybody who wants to sue us for maybe
Are,
impersonating him,
are you trying to say that he didn't call me?
he did not call you. I looked up that
You don't
entire
know.
thing. He was ironing. His wife was sitting on the toilet. I should preface that.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you should. I don't know about preface. Explain yourself.
Explain that.
Yeah,
He introduced himself to his wife, and it was basically in their quote unquote office, and it was a bathroom.
yeah.
And his wife was sitting on the toilet. Just the toilet seat was down.
Okay.
But just, like, and here's my wife. Hi, Steve.
So basically, what you're saying is Steve did a good job as a husband by putting the toilet seat down.
He did,
Yeah.
and his wife did a good job of not putting it up, not using it while they were filming. I don't know. I think it's probably time we stop. Probably should have said nothing at all.
I don't know.
Should we cut that out?
No, I go back to other stuff. Why is it that what written rule is it that a man has to put the toilet seat down, but we don't ever have it picked up for us? At what point, Matt? Research.
Oh, well, my research tells me that it's the polite thing to do. I mean, you don't know much about that.
Yeah. Well,
And it's time for other news.
oh, is that what that means?
I think so.
Okay. I guess it's time for other news. Well, what kind
Because
of
we
other
don't have
news?
anything else.
Yeah. We don't
Yeah.
know anything about that. So, anyways, okay. What's the other news, Matt?
Well, here's something. I just
Uh-oh.
got this in the mail today. And so
Ooh.
did you get one of these?
Not in the
It's
mail today.
the Third Day Time 25th anniversary record, which is just very cool. Blue
Oh, you got
record.
the blue one? I didn't get the blue one. I got the brownish one.
You got the brownish one. Okay.
Now does the front look worn?
Yeah, it's actually really cool. The front looks worn, kind of like it does on Spotify or iTunes. But yeah, the front looks worn, like it's like you've had it for a long time. And so I'm really excited to have this and play it.
Mine is coming in the mail. I got a different vinyl in the mail today, but I didn't even open it yet. And it's the Mercy Me Lifer vinyl.
Oh.
But yeah, because I saw that one was advertised, and I was like, oh, that one's out for $20. So I'm gonna get that off eBay. But my Time album is coming in the mail too. So have you spun it yet, Matt?
I have not. I got home from work today and it was sitting there waiting for me. So I was really excited.
It's funny. Every time you come home from work on a day that we're recording a podcast, you have something waiting for you. Like, you just came home today, right when I got home today.
I have something probably waiting for me from Amazon almost every day.
So that was my point. That's where I was going with this. Is how is it that you time it just perfectly? You just have a whole
time it. Third Day timed it 25 years ago.
Oh, I see what you did there.
25.
I see what you did.
Also, Christmas is coming, and so if you haven't gotten yours yet, it's the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation Nativity set, or not Nativity. That'd be funny.
That's a whole
Advent calendar.
The Nativity set. That would be funny. Like, who plays Jesus in that?
This has, for those that can see it, this has Clark Griswold on the front, and they're the characters from the show. So you open up every day and you get a new figurine of the character.
Where'd you get that
at? I got that online. That came in the mail today.
Oh, how much was that? Just for our listeners.
Probably like $20-$25, something like that.
For how many pieces of chocolate?
I don't think it's not chocolate. I see which one you get. You get the one at the grocery store, the Russell Stover's ones where you open it up and it's just chocolate.
No, you're giving me too much
these
credit.
Are characters, figurines of the, like, you get Clark and Rusty and all the different characters from the show.
Okay, actual figurines. Gotcha. That's pretty cool. So, anyways, well,
some really quick news though. Really, this is actually fun news. Well, I think it's fun. Yeah, more news. Okay, final thing. So last night I went to see Phil Wickham and Brandon Lake in concert. It was actually their final concert of the Summer Nights Worship Tour, which was amazing. It was such a good show. Wow. Watching the two of them interact on stage is really cool too, because you can tell that they're friends. But Brandon Lake actually was in a seminar at a worship college, and Phil Wickham went to speak at it, and Brandon Lake was in the front row taking like notes furiously, apparently just taking notes. And then fast forward, and he somehow gets tied in with a friend of Phil's, and suddenly they connect through text messaging, and now they're on stage together. But the point of this is that you never know who you're going to run into as somebody you're going to wind up on stage singing with.
Right.
But the two of them were approached during this tour and said, hey, the two of you should actually go and film a movie. And both of them were like, no, we're not movie stars. We're not going to do that. So they went away. They started to both think about it individually, and they came back, and they are going to actually have a movie coming out. It's called For the One, a concert special with Phil Wickham and Brandon Lake.
Wow.
And For the One is because every single night of their tour, they do have an altar call. And for them, it's, if it's just for the one, and really, I think it also goes to the scripture where Jesus left the 99 for the one. So, but this is going to come out in October, and it's going to be 4 nights in theaters. Who knows if they'll extend it or not, but 4 nights in theaters. And it's going to be the behind the scenes of them touring together, and then, of course, the concert as well. So that's really exciting.
Wow.
I'm really kind of excited to see that.
That is pretty cool. Did you get to see a preview of it? Did they show the preview at the concert?
They kind of did show a little preview, but not a big preview. It was just kind of like you saw pictures of them praying and talking and collaborating and things like that, and then of course of the tour. But it's, I mean, it looks like it's going to be a cool movie to go and see.
Yeah.
So, and they do have they did do a they hand out this wrist bracelets that light up.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the whole show you're watching the bracelets light up, which is cool. But for the altar call, they had everybody put their hands, kind of hide your bracelet,
Yeah.
and said, okay, if you said this prayer, to make a confession, wave your hand like,
Oh, that's
like a
cool.
maniac. And so you saw around like people waving their hands. It was actually really cool. Just these lights that were waving. So,
That's
anyways,
pretty cool. Wow.
there's the news of the day.
Well,
And now,
good.
on to other news.
Yes. What's the other news?
There's a big storm approaching Hawaii.
Okay, well, there is. That's true.
There it is. I know. I told you. Then there's other news.
Okay, well, let's go on to the news that we're actually here to report on, which is
That sounds good.
we're talking about allies today. So we opened up with the first song, which is the title track from the Long Way from Paradise album, and the year that album came out. Very interesting. Very interesting. You and your twin speak thing. I say it's very interesting because I have to look it up. It's 1989. They came out with the Long Way from Paradise album, and this was probably the first album that I know I bought from Allies. We saw them play live at Raging Waters. I think that was the first time we saw them play live, and
we did.
Right on the wave pool. You could sit in your inner tube and you can just go over the waves, and there they were playing right in front of you.
We were afraid of the wave pool, though, so we actually didn't get into the wave pool. We sat along or stood along the side there.
Yeah,
right.
I wasn't afraid. I just didn't want to leave you alone, and I was sitting with all the other mothers who were with their kids who were afraid. And I was like, Matt, do you need me to hold your hand as you look at the waves? I mean, I'd already been in the wave pool plenty of times. So,
and well, yeah, I only remember you couldn't go into the water because you were such an overeater back then, and you still had 2 hot dogs to finish, and you had already had one like big thing of popcorn, and you had this big soda that was inside of your arm, and you were like slurping it.
I have a picture with you having a huge sundae. You have a huge sundae
at Raging Waters.
Yeah, at the same day with the cherry hanging out of your mouth, and that was one of 30
cherry.
But that was one of 30 cherries. You had already had 30 cherries.
I had the cherry. You ate the rest of the sundae. So anyways, but point is you're right. You were with all the other mothers eating, and I was just taking in the show.
So you're saying all the mothers just sit around eating?
No, but that's what they were doing because all the kids were inside of the pool playing and watching Allies.
You don't know.
Anyways, this concert though is we didn't even know that they had this album out, Long Way from Paradise.
No.
So we just were like, okay, hopefully they sing Surrender, which was off of their Allies album in 1985. And we were hoping they would sing that. And instead we got Christian Man and these other, we're like, wow, this is, yep, Joe's showing the vinyl of this one. You could buy that one, I think, for like $7 on YouTube.
YouTube, really? I didn't know
YouTube
sells. I didn't know
eBay.
eBay. So mine is still sealed. I still haven't even opened it yet. But are
you going to open it?
Yeah, I think I got it for like $12, something like $12. It wasn't, they're going for pretty cheap. The Shoulder to Shoulder album, which is the album that came out after that, I would love that one. That one
actually Virtues came out after that one, but I know you've been doing your research. Virtues came out in 1986 on Light Records.
Oh, you know what?
Remastered on Girder.
There's 2 pages to my notes here. I should have looked at the first. So Allies 1985. That was this first one. Virtues 1986. 1 year later. Funny. Shoulder to Shoulder, 1987. Still 1 year
1 year
later.
later.
Long Way from Paradise, 1989. The River, 1990. Isn't that crazy? Because these days,
It was every year.
groups will go 3 years without coming out with a new album,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
but that's because the life of an album these days is longer because it's on Spotify, they're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. They're
Yep.
pushing it, and they're able to really get the music out and continue to get it out. Whereas back then, you go on tour and you better have another album coming out, because
Yeah.
the only way to buy them is if you join their mailing list, or if you're in a Christian bookstore. So something has to keep you alive.
Yep.
But then the River, with that album, I remember we saw them. Guess where we saw them? Knott's Berry Farm.
Knott's Berry Farm.
And but I heard on the radio.
Always amusement parks.
I know, but I heard on the radio this was going to be their last show. And I remember talking to you, we were so excited to see them, and then we're like, I just heard this is going to be their last show.
Yeah.
And we did see them play, and they did mention that would be their last show. But 2 years later, they came out with Man with a Mission, which is another album. And I listened to it a little bit when I was younger, not a whole lot, just because
me too.
I'd kind of written them off because they said they were done. And by then, we were getting into hardcore. So we're listening to Crucify, Tourniquet, Betrayal, Wicked's End. Anyways, just all these other bands, big bands out there. Anyways, yeah.
What was that little look?
That look was when it's about to get into the music, and we didn't.
Yeah, I know, and it just stops.
You stopped, but
yeah.
Let's call out something else since you mentioned name droppers, because okay, let's talk about the members of Allies. Okay, so first of all,
you want to talk about Randy Thomas?
Yes. So Randy Thomas actually formed the band in San Bernardino in 1984. And he put it together with two of his other former bandmates.
Was it Jimmy Erickson?
It was Jimmy Erickson and Bob Carlisle, who had been in a band called
Psalm 150.
Oh my gosh, it's like we know each other.
Ding, ding, ding,
ding, ding, ding. Wikipedia. Wikipedia helped us out, didn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about. I actually went to the library and went through the dictionary and the encyclopedia of Christianity and music.
Oh, yeah. I went to the Dewey Decimal System, fiddled through I fiddled through all of the little,
you do like the fiddle.
I was fiddling through the Dewey Decimal System, the little cards.
Dewey Decimal.
Yeah. So
Dewey.
Anyways, yeah, we know him. He did a great job with that. But anyways, but yeah, they're the ones that started this. But it's funny, San Bernardino, that was only, not far from us.
No, maybe 20 miles from Chino, where we lived.
Yeah.
10 miles from Riverside,
right,
California.
But our dad came home from a dance, or a dance club,
a nightclub.
Yeah.
Called a dance.
What was it called? The Hop?
The Hop. Yeah, the Hop. And that was in Diamond Bar, I think. Diamond Bar, California.
Yeah. And who do you run into?
Jimmy Erickson.
Oh my gosh.
The drummer.
Really?
The drummer with his phone number. And you and I were just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, we have the tape, the cassette. Do you have that tape?
No, I don't.
I was wondering if you were going to pull that out because it's signed by Jimmy Erickson.
Well, we got the tape signed, and I want to say we got a CD signed also. But no, I don't have it. But yeah, he came home and our dad started taking drum lessons from Jimmy Erickson. And then, he took the albums to him, got them signed. And I remember one day our dad couldn't make the lesson, and he called. He's like, "Hey, Joe, can you do me a favor?"
I know.
Can you call Jimmy and let him know that I won't be at the lesson? And I'm like, well, what do I say? What am I supposed to say to him?
Because he can pick up the phone and call you, but he couldn't pick up the phone and call Jimmy.
I realized I was doing his dirty work.
You were doing his dirty work. Like, he was like, he probably canceled on him multiple times. He's like, I just can't do this again. I can't cancel on him. So, hey, my kids will do it and they'll be excited. And I remember you and I we didn't even fight over it. I think I was okay with you doing it because I was so nervous. I don't know how we did it, but we had it on speakerphone. so we could both hear his voice.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
I just remember saying, my dad called. He's not going to be able to get to the thing today. The thing. And he's like, oh, the lesson. Okay, yeah, no problem. Thanks.
We realized he didn't even respond with voice. He responded on the drums.
Yeah,
he just went.
What does that mean, Jimmy? What does that mean? I don't even know what kind of drum that is.
I don't know either. I was hoping I could find some song. Doom, 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 doom.
No,
no.
I don't know what drums those were. Those weren't the drums that he was playing. I'm sure he has a much better kit than that. But anyways,
yeah, he knew who he was, and that was a quick 20-second phone call. But that was pretty cool. That he was playing drums at a nightclub in Diamond Bar, and he was also in Allies. So obviously, drums was not just a part of Allies; it was a career that he had and a hobby.
Are you sure? He didn't have any other?
No,
hobbies
I'm just guessing because. Well, I mean,
did you read this?
Did he play the kazoo? No, we should reach out to Jimmy and just say, "Hey, do you remember Bill?"
We know Jimmy. He would remember.
We
Bill.
know Jimmy.
Yeah.
Do you remember 30 years ago when I called you?
Anyways, why don't we get to this album and then we could talk about these songs a little bit. We're 22 minutes into this and we played half of a song.
I know. Well, you need to shut up, stop talking, and let's just play the next song. What's the next song?
Oh, you don't have your research. The next song is "Trust in God," which let me go back to this. Can
you stop talking so we can listen to the song?
Yes.
We're 23 minutes into this.
This song here is a good example of how being raised by Christian music, you can really learn about being a Christian just from these songs. And this was one of those songs for me, "Trust in God." So let's go ahead and play it, and then we'll come back, and then we'll talk a bit before we play another song.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We got loud guitar.
That's the second time. That's the second time I did that.
You did this with Petra last week.
I did do it with Petra.
Or a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. Did you notice that today?
I did too. I was listening to it. I was like, here we go. Here is, I don't forget what it was, Creed, and it was beyond belief.
Yeah.
Nope.
It just came out today and I listened to it. Okay.
So,
Trust in God.
He's got a picture of Jesus that he's carried around for years. It's worn out and faded, but the thing that he holds dear is his trust in God. Trust in God. There's a girl waiting tables when deep down she knows the dream she has to follow, but wherever she may go, she will trust in God. Trust in God. There's a world full of people who can't seem to hear the voice of all creation, making it so clear you can trust in God. Oh, trust in God. The riverside, trust in God. Creation cries, trust in God. Oh yeah. There's a salesman who's selling. He's doing the best he can.
He can. You know what I don't like?
Never make a million. He's a solitary man with a trust in God.
Trust in God. What I don't like is that whenever we're looking at this, there's a delay. So when you post these videos of us on Instagram or YouTube or whatnot, like when I'm lip singing and you're lip singing, you're on because you're doing it in Iowa and things are slow there.
No, it makes
so
sense.
By the time they get here,
I'm ahead of time. So I'm ahead of time. So I'm on time.
I'm behind you.
Behind me. So it makes sense.
Yeah,
that's the way it usually is. Like, Matt, get behind me.
Delayed.
I've always been telling you that. Matt, just get behind me. You're like, hey,
not that one time in the car when you were running around it.
We're still talking about this.
Bully.
We still talking about this.
Have we talked about this on the podcast yet?
I don't think so, and I don't think it's
that's
necessary.
You know what? We're going to do that when we have a guest.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Exactly.
Why don't we have the guest who chased me around the car?
We should.
Yeah. He'd be a
Steve.
fun one.
That would be
Wherever
fun.
you are.
Wherever you are.
That would be something. Anyways, all right. Well,
that was
great
trusting
song.
God. Go ahead.
There's a part. There's a part in the song that I love. First of all, he's telling minute stories. I couldn't get that out.
My mute.
Like
You can't
miniature
talk.
stories. He's telling miniature stories, but there's this part at the end where it says there's an elderly couple in the park holding hands with a lifetime of memories, but they're still making plans as they trust in God. And I'm like, that one always got me because I was like, man, you look at that with somebody who's has all these memories, but then, hey, we're still planning because we still believe that God's going to give us, some things in the future. But
Yep.
Let me just note this. This was 1987. It's very likely that elderly couple is dead now.
That's very insightful.
Well,
we should look
because this is 40 years ago.
Yeah,
this is 40 years ago. So if
It
they
is
were
40 years
elderly
ago.
then, let's say elderly is 47.
They're
Then
definitely dead. Like we should go and look for them.
Okay.
We should
You know
we
what?
should go and find their grave
Let's go.
and just see how'd that work out for you?
If we find it, I'll post it. I'll post it right here. And those of you who are watching will see the grave of the elderly couple.
There we go.
I'll give it to you.
And they're not in the park holding hands anymore, but they do have a lifetime of memories, even though they can't remember them.
Yeah,
as they
and they're
trust
still
in
making
God.
plans because they're in heaven. Anyway,
okay, it's just not,
you know what? Let's not get into the theology of that.
It's just not good. Yeah, we don't need to go there
all day, all
the
night.
Theology of all this.
Let's go into all day, all night. Let's go into this one. Here we go.
All right, all day, all night.
Oh yeah, all right. Oh yeah, all right. All day, all night. You got the power to make it right. You got the power to make a change in me. It started this morning. I was watching the news and there's some guy going on and on about his political views. Man, there's people starving, thousands dying. Sometimes I feel the whole weight of the world and I just start crying. Somebody ought to do something. Can't find my keys. Where am I going anyway? Somehow I wound up on my knees. I felt so helpless. I don't know what to say. So I just closed my eyes and I started to pray. All day, all night. You got the power to make it right. You got the power to make a change in
You're just gonna keep dancing there.
Yeah, I'm gonna dance this out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna dance this out.
You know what I like? This album, there was something about it, and I'm not sure if it's overly produced or not. Like it's just, but it is crisp, almost not realistic in terms of the sound. Like the drums everything is so clean. That you're just like, it's not as gritty, I guess, as a live type of album. I mean, it's very, very much produced, but I always loved that growing up because I'm like, gosh, this is so crisp.
So it was.
The way that this sounds.
So you're saying it was very much produced.
I think it was very much produced.
Speaking of which, I bet you there was a producer on this album too.
Yeah, there was a producer. Do you know what his name is?
No. Do you?
No, I don't.
I don't have the actual album with me to be able to look.
Yeah, I know,
but
to be able to look
you
that
said
up.
It was very much produced, and the truth is, and this may be a secret to you, but most albums are. It's just
I think it was overly produced.
Oh, like they had 3 people instead of 1.
Right.
So
yeah,
here's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Stryper, like the "In God We Trust" sound, and it reminds me of Petra's Petra Praise 2 album that had very similar, very produced, crisp.
Yes,
yeah.
I remember you went to go and see Petra off of Petra Praise 2, and you were saying like it sounds like everything's recorded. You saw him at Magic Mountain because that's where we go to see concerts, is amusement parks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think I don't know if they were using tracks or not, I mean, back then, but
People use tracks now.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
they
sure.
do.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're like, why does it sound so much like the album? And they're not even playing the guitar. Anyways, we won't get into that. But
We won't get into that.
so that was All Day All Night. The next one is Take Me Back. This is a slower song.
I loved this song.
So did I. Yeah.
Like, and we didn't like slow songs, but I mean, the more and more that we do this podcast, the more I realize there were some good ballads on albums that we listened to that we both liked.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is one. He goes into kind of his falsetto range there. Take me back.
Please take me back again. I know what you're doing here. And I hit a wrong note there. Take me back again.
Yeah.
No,
that wasn't it either.
Can you do me a favor? Don't post this on Instagram. Okay. Just don't. I know what you do.
You don't know.
I know what you do. Sometimes you
back.
bait me.
I wasn't baiting you, but you know what?
You're giving me back to the beginning of this.
You give me ideas
section. I know.
You give me ideas. All right, take me back.
Take me back.
I heard your name walking down the street today. Made me feel so far away, wandering alone. Time stands still, raindrops on my windowsill. Ever since I left your will, following my
I am so impressed with your pianist ability. I did not know. I did not know.
You didn't know I could play that song?
I didn't. I mean, like all of a sudden, you turn to camera and I see this keyboard. And what's funny about it is I was looking for mine because I was going to do the exact same thing, and I didn't. Unless it's in the other room.
I like how I'm touching my nose, and then you go and you start touching your nose.
I don't know. I'll stop touching our noses for some reason.
We're not talking. But yeah, I always have this here because when we listen to songs, if there's a piano, I want to pull it out and just start playing.
Anyways, so take me back. That's a good That's a good song.
It's a good song on a good album.
Just, I mean, talking about taking you back to that place that you used to be with God, because, sometimes in this relationship with God, it's easy to veer off, right? And this is just one of those very honest songs, which is, I need to come back home. I need to come back to my relationship with God. I need to repent and turn. And a lot of this song is very bluesy. I mean, this is the album that I'm like, it's got some rock, but there's so many blues riffs in this. Starting with the opening track, spend my money most every night. But the next song is very, Old Man Down. This was one of my favorite songs on this album. Probably arguably,
I remember.
Maybe it still is. Maybe it still is my favorite song on the album.
Yeah. I remember this album. I just remember listening to it a lot when we were on a road trip with our mom in Florida.
It's funny. That's
what
I
laughing
thought.
about?
No, that's funny. That's what I was thinking about when I was listening to this over the last week. It reminded me exactly of that, being on a road trip.
Well, we were listening to it nonstop, and if it wasn't in the car, it was on a Walkman. And I remember asking our mom, "What does that mean, old man down? What does
I
that
remember
mean?"
that
She's like,
too.
"Oh,
I'm
you do?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah."
I remember that.
And then she said, "Well, let's talk about your dad." I'm just kidding. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
you know, like shaking off the old man. No, she was talking about, I mean, but she said like it's taking off your old man, your old self, being renewed in the spirit. And so I thought, oh, and we had no idea even what that was. But this song
Right.
is probably one of my favorites still.
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
like
yeah.
3 favorites on this album.
So do I. And this this is probably the second one on the album that's my favorite. So, I mean, I have 3, but Long Way from Paradise is one of my favorites. And this one for me would probably be my second one. But let's go ahead and play Old Man Down.
I spend my money most every night. It ought to make me happy, but it just ain't right. Well, I guess I'm gonna have another drink or two till I wind up on the ground. You see, I just can't seem to keep the old man down. I told my preacher what I'm going through. He said,
Brother, what's wrong with you?
said you know the Bible and you know the truth and you're saved without a doubt. Only God gonna help you keep the old man down. I guess I need some kind of revival. Oh, just to find a little peace. Hey, tell me what did Jesus die for? If it weren't for boys like me, well, there ain't no secrets when you're all alone. You can't get far trying on your own. But just when I was about to give it up, that's when I found out it takes a child of God to keep the old man down.
It's just a rocking song. And you're right, it's very bluesy. I don't think I realized how bluesy Allies was when we first started. I mean, we actually saw Bob Carlisle on Real Videos with Morgan Cryer
Yep.
and with then Matt Crouch. But I remember thinking, like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And then they showed the video of Surrender, and we're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Black and white
And
video, very old, on a beach.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But they're so bluesy, though.
I know. And you know, we didn't talk about the album cover. We should probably talk a little bit about the album cover too. You know, as we've gone into this. This is another one, much like the one we've done not too long ago, the Idle Care album. Another street, you know, another alleyway.
Yep.
I don't see any monkeys. Do you see any
No,
monkeys here?
there are no monkeys, no
No
hidden
monkeys.
Easter egg monkeys on this album.
No.
But it looks like everybody, like Randy and Bob and Jimmy, all got the memo on what they should wear.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Matthew Chapman?
Matthew Chapman did not.
No, he's
It
got his
looks
cowboy
like-
hat.
Yeah. I think he was talking to the guy from Idle Cure who was
Yeah.
wearing chaps.
I think, yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like,
On
hey,
Second Avenue.
guys, let's, you know, suit jacket. Well, they all went with the suit jackets. I will give you that. It looks like Randy Thomas looks like he's got a bolo tie.
Those were in.
Bob Carlisle wearing, you know, looking hip, you know, very Miami Vice.
Yeah.
They definitely like the mullet. They
They
enjoy
do like
the
the
mullets. Yep. So
You know what? Other than the bolo tie, Randy Thomas, that would go today. You could wear that today. Suit jacket with the white tennis shoes,
oh yeah, for sure.
like that. That you can wear.
You wear that to
But,
work.
oh yeah, I wear stuff like that to work all the time.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's crazy. So, anyways, there's a lot of songs in this album, so we're gonna get on to the next one. Old Man Down, great song. Next song, again, very bluesy. I was gonna say Christmas Man.
It's Christian.
Christian.
It's a Christian song.
It's a Christian song. Christian Man, talking about a man's 10-pound Bible. So I'm like, that was
Yeah.
a big Bible.
This song is what, for me, hooked me at Raging Waters. Like I heard this song and I'm like, oh my gosh, they wrote this song. Like I don't think we realized that it's a typical bluesy riff.
You're right.
And so I thought, oh wow, they wrote this song, and we actually went and bought the cassette tape there at Raging Waters because of I think that song.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. So let's play it.
Oh, I am right.
Okay. Says you.
I got a 10-pound Bible. I read it every day. I get down on my knees when it's time to pray. I don't chase pretty women. I'm a family man. Love my neighbor just as best as I can. 'Cause I am. Everybody knows I am. I'm a Christian man, brother. Everybody knows I am. Yes, I am. Now listen to me now. I got $10 million. The bank of God.
Ain't nobody leave here without singing the blues. Ain't nobody leave here without singing the blues. Remember Adventures in Babysitting?
What? I don't sing songs. I don't know if I can do it. I'm just a babysitter. Man, nobody
Ain't nobody leave here without singing the blues.
Yep. And
Twip, twip, twip.
do you remember any of that song?
No, I don't. Actually, we should look it up. I'm sure there's. I'm sure we can see.
Yeah. I got stuck watching these guys. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. I got stuck watching these. I actually saw that on my list the other day. I was like, oh, I need to watch Adventures in Babysitting again.
I've watched that with my kids.
Really, it's like one of those movies, though, in the 80s. They always get 3/4 of the way through, and then you're done. Okay.
Yeah, now we're talking about Thor and Dawson's Garage, and anyways, but
you've watched it a lot lately.
So the funny thing with Christian Man is, I remember listening to this, and he says, I don't chase pretty women. I'm a family man. And I thought, he must not like pretty women then.
His wife must not be pretty.
I don't chase pretty women, But anyways, this next song, Devil is a Liar. This one, I think you really liked this song.
I like the guitar on it.
Yeah.
The guitar was really cool on this song. It is really cool on this song.
It is.
It's just a cool riff.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. And so, yeah.
Okay.
Let's sing that one.
Let's listen to Devil is a Liar.
That one.
Yeah.
By the way, whenever you're singing and moving around a whole lot, every once in a while you just look up towards the stairs. Like, are you worried that your wife's going to come back down and peek in on you? Because you're
I just wonder.
You are kind of looking around the corner. Like,
how do you know that the stairs are actually that way?
No, they're not. They're straight ahead. I've been in your house before, and you have the TV in the back room. Watch the rust half.
I've moved stuff around in here.
It doesn't actually make sense. Your TV would never go on the wall. There is no wall. All right, let's go ahead and sing. Play it. I keep
Speaking of liars,
just sing it. I just want to sing. Oh my gosh.
Speaking of liars, okay. Devil is a liar.
Devil is a liar.
He's only 16 and acting too cool, stealing young hearts and breaking old rules. He's gonna find out who's playing the fool. Ooh, he's tough and looking so mean. He got the act down cold, just like James Dean. One way or another, he's gonna wind up on his knees. The devil is a liar. Ooh, you're gonna get burned. Ha! The devil is a liar. Man, it's time you learn. The devil is a liar, liar, liar. She's barely 15 and acting 25.
Still looking for your wife?
No,
See, you're trying to like play it off.
no, I actually wasn't. I was just trying to see if you would notice that I wasn't.
I
Anyways,
did. By the
yeah,
way, something we didn't mention is Randy Thomas, who helped form this band, was also in Sweet Comfort Band
yeah, yeah, that's true.
with
We should have
Brian
mentioned.
Duncan.
We should have mentioned that.
I know, and Bob Carlisle. They were all in Sweet Comfort Band.
Bob
A lot of
Carlisle was
people
in.
were in Sweet Comfort. What says? Oh no, never mind. Formerly Jesus, vocalist. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm reading it
You know,
right.
maybe next time do your homework instead of just reading it, mumbling it to all of us. I don't know anybody that's driving to work right now and wants to listen to you mumble as you're trying to look up stuff. They could find stuff quicker than you are. Come on, Matt.
I know. By the way, can we just say that when you're looking at the name of people that played in Allies, they have a keyboard player clearly, but the keyboard player was like not on the album. But if you look back
Yeah.
at the concert footage and you listen, obviously there's a keyboard player, and they had a number of keyboard players. It looks like they've had like 3 different keyboard players. But Kenny Williams, who was a keyboard player in 1987, actually died in 2019. So,
Wow.
and he did saxophone as well and back vocals.
Oh,
So 2087 means that he would have been on the Shoulder to Shoulder album, but he was not in the video. Maybe he was playing baseball during the "It's Never Easy" music video.
oh, you remember that? Yeah, that was a great video. It's never easy. No, that was a great song.
It's never easy to love.
That was
Yeah.
a great song.
That was a good song.
But
All right,
no,
what's next?
"Devil's Liar"
What-
was one of those really rocking songs. That's probably one of the most rocking songs. Well, there's another one coming up in it too, but "I Want to Be Like You." Let's go and listen to this. Be honest with you, I can't. If you told me to sing it right now, I couldn't. I don't even remember this one off the top of my
I
head.
wanna be like you.
Oh, that's a great song. Yes, now
Yeah.
I know. I want
All
to
right.
be like you.
Maybe you should start listening to this album.
I
Maybe you should
did.
listen to albums before we go and preview these.
You know, I've been listening to so many different albums lately. You know, with so much coming, we got so much stuff coming up, guys. So much.
We
stuff.
do have stuff coming up,
And
exciting stuff.
We're working on it, so we have to keep listening to stuff. Anyways, okay. I want to be like you. Let's listen.
I want to be like you.
No, this is something I've never actually said to you.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've ever said that to you either.
Yeah.
Like as twins, I don't think I ever really want to be like you.
Okay. I want to be like you. Let's play it.
I come from the school of hard knocks daily, but I ain't nobody's fool. Might seem crazy, I got to justify it. I know you're always gonna be around. Yeah, I know. Whenever I'm in trouble, you're on the double somehow. I wanna be like you. I want you to show me everything. I want the world to be looking at you when they're looking at me. Oh, I wanna be like you. I wanna do all the things that you do. I don't wanna be like any other man. I just wanna be like you. Yes, I do.
For someone who doesn't remember this song,
I
you
know.
sure know the words.
I know, you know, and I like the part that it goes to towards the end at the bridge. It says, "'Cause you're my hero," and you know, it's funny, but I was just mentioning it to some guys today. I was showing them some like old Petra and stuff like that, and I'm like, I learned about my relationship with God, and we mentioned this here before. I learned about my relationship with God through the songs that I listened to. And this is one of those, you know, this is one of those like, oh, I don't want to be, I don't want to be me. I don't want to be what I want to be. I want to be like you. And,
Yeah.
you know, this came out in 87. right? 87, is that what we said? Or
So we're
89?
10.
89. I think it was 89.
It's 89.
Yeah.
But
So we're 12 years
we're
old.
12 years old.
And
Going to be a teenager.
yeah.
And actually we got this tape before going into middle school, before going into 7th grade.
That's right.
It was that summer because you were trying to lose all your weight. I remember, which is kind of funny because you just didn't do a good job eating those hot dogs, watching Allies, which is kind of funny when you think about it. Is we were really trying to both lose weight at this point. Where did that Sunday come from?
We bought it.
I know, but like I didn't even.
I remember thinking we went down all those slides and that burned off lots of calories. Had to have.
It couldn't be all the stairs we were walking up.
No, the slides going down.
Of the slide. It was
slides going down. That's what did it. Okay, we got 3 more songs here.
These were pivotal songs, though, for our relationship. Me as well. I'm like, what does that mean? I want to be like you. Like, that's actually really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it is. So
okay,
walk with me silent. Walk with me silent. This one. There's whistling. It's just this was a skip
song.
It was a skip song.
It was a skip.
Yeah, but we're not.
There's a video for it, right? Was there a video for this one?
Not that I know of. But
okay.
All right, let's go for it. Walk with me silent.
Okay, I will.
I've been walking down this street every night for 15 years. It aids my circulation and it helps dispel my fears. Although I'm out all by myself, I haven't any fear when you walk with me silent. Everywhere I go, please walk with me silent again. I walk along.
Yeah.
What's the next song?
That's a good song. Yeah. The next song is Rock of Salvation. So this is not sung by Bob Carlisle. And we haven't mentioned this. Bob Carlisle, incredible singer, incredible range.
I know.
How
have you not mentioned this?
I don't know. Did so many background vocals on so many different albums that we would have never even thought about. Really.
Yeah. And then Butterfly Kisses. I mean, he wrote that song actually for his daughter. He sat down one night actually with his guitar, and he was just like, he realized when she was 16 years old, I don't have much longer before she gets out of the house. And so he sat down and he poured out this song. He just wrote it that night. Do you know this?
No.
You don't? Okay. He wrote this song and so he just poured it out. Well, the next morning he woke up and he tried playing it for his wife and he couldn't get through it. He kept crying. So he had to actually turn the chair around and not look at her while he was playing it because he kept crying while he was singing it. And then she started crying. And then he played it for his daughter. And then his daughter's not a crier in front of people, but then his daughter left the house and started crying.
Wow.
So this song was written truly for her with a ton of emotion. But this song's what put him on the map. I mean, Butterfly Kisses became the song for weddings.
Oh, yeah.
Between a father and a daughter.
And people who didn't know who Bob Carlisle was, just because they weren't in the Christian market, Christian music scene, didn't buy any of his solo albums. This one, there was books, devotionals, things like that came out with it. I mean, it was awesome. So anyways, Next song, Rock of Salvation, is not sung by Bob Carlisle.
Nope.
I believe this is Randy Thomas, right?
I believe so too.
But I don't know for sure though. It's just it's not Bob Carlisle's voice, and I've always thought it was Randy Thomas. But let's listen and see.
Yeah. And this song's one of them that I felt was just overly produced, just in my opinion. But let's play it and see.
It almost feels like it doesn't fit on this record, too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
especially after Walk With Me Silent.
Yeah. And then you go into this. Here it is.
Yeah, it just doesn't really belong. Did your wife see you?
No, I don't believe so. But no, it's just he was. Oh, I was like,
It's almost like a Petra song got put on the Allies album.
yeah, it's
When you
because
think about it, like 80s Petra,
yeah,
like Beat the System era Petra.
yeah. It's not that it's not that it's a bad song. It just doesn't seem to fit in the collection of songs. Is all
No.
because it's "Walk with Me Silent," "Rock of Salvation," and then "Crying in the Chapel."
And this is another. Oh, there was a video of this one.
Yes, there was.
I remember.
Yeah,
there was a video of this one.
All right, let's play the last
Just play
one.
it. Yeah.
You saw me crying in the chapel. The tears I shed were tears of joy. I know the meaning of contentment. Now I'm happy with the Lord. Just a plain and simple chapel where humble people go to pray. I pray the Lord that I'll grow stronger as I live from day to day. I've searched and I've searched, but I couldn't find no way on earth to gain peace of mind. Now I'm happy in the chapel where people are of one accord. Yes, we gather in the chapel just to sing and praise the Lord.
What are you doing, Joe?
You know,
You're getting really into it.
I was really just
You
into
were.
it.
We
Wasn't
were
sure how
going
long
into
we
the
were going to
second
go.
verse. We almost got to the second chorus.
Goodness gracious, what are we doing? I just got
You were
lost
really
in the
crying.
song.
You were really crying in the chapel.
So were you. I saw you crying. But then when it said we were happy, I'm like, how can I get away from this?
Yeah.
Now I'm happy.
Yeah. This song really shows his range, though. Like it is so bluesy. I mean, this whole album's just like, okay, it's Bob Carlisle. So good. That was the last song in the album. What a great album.
Which is good because we're running short on time here. So anyways,
We are.
Definitely a great album. When it comes to their albums, this is one of the top ones. I love The River too, which down the road we're going to have to get into The River.
We will.
Because it was
That
another.
one's
That
probably
was
one of my favorites. Not
yeah.
every song, though. I'll say it has some of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
The first like 4, maybe another one on side B, but that's a great album.
Yeah, it is. And so, but anyways, yeah. So Allies. So anyways, Matt, it's been great being with you. Do we? I mean, I don't even know. We need to come up with like a tagline of how we leave. You know, like thank you for joining.
Make
Thank
like
you for
a tree
listening.
and leave.
Yeah, like a tagline. Like hey, thank you for listening to Twin Speak.
Well,
but you wish you were a twin. Or
we
something.
should. Well, you know what? We're going to be together. We should probably record something to where we just hit a button and then it's just like see ya, and then it's like thank you for listening to Twin Speak.
Ooh,
it's very unique.
It is very unique.
I want it to be unique. Like, yeah, here's looking at you. No, here's looking at you.
I don't want to do it
because we're twins.
I quit.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, we want to thank everybody for listening. Remind everybody to subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're listening to or watching this podcast. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram also, and we have stickers. So if you want stickers, send us a message.
Do you know? Are we able to get messages on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. So send us a message on either Facebook or Instagram. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And then we'll send you a sticker in the mail with a little card that tells a little bit about us. But
yeah.
No, thanks everybody.
I don't even know what it says.
You don't even know what it says. Well, I wrote it. It's good. It's fine.
Sure. I'm sure.
I graduated on time, so trust me, it's fine.
It's good.
I don't need your help.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
all right, everybody. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time.
God bless you. Good people. Be good. Be good people.
You do need to record that. You do need to record that. Yeah.
Be good people. I mess it up every time.
Good people.
Thanks everyone for joining Twin Speak.
Good people.
We'll talk to you next time. Good people. Good people.
Good people. All right. Bye.